This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Hello and welcome to our special show where you choose the 7 wonders of India. We are continuing our journey through Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and today we are at Bhimbetka, the place which serves as a chronicle of history of man. Here you find caves which have paintings dating to prehistoric times, and you also find stupas made by the Buddhist monks. It's like stealing a glimpse into thousands of years in the past. Scenes of dance, rituals and hunts etched on stone. Several eras tucked away in the forests, 46 kilometers from Bhopal. The rock shelters of Bhimbetka have been profusely documented by its prehistoric inhabitants. Historians say each of these rocks have served as a canvas to many eras. Generations after generations left their mark on these rocky canvases, which were discovered centuries later by a wandering archaeologist. The spread was so obscure and extensive that it took around 16 years to excavate these caves. Today, only 12 of more than 600 caves are open for viewing. They represent the best preserved caves of Bhimbetka, which is also the oldest of 24 World Heritage Sites recognized by UNESCO in India. The earliest painting is said to be around 12,000 years old, whereas the most recent is around 1,000 years old. The colors are a mix of manganese, hematite, soft red stone, coal, leaves, and even animal fat. Study of these paintings unravels the prehistoric man's daily life, his clothing, his food, the animals, and numerous other details of day-to-day life. A walk through the shelters is like trespassing into someone's private space. In this isolated landscape, all you get for company is an occasional colorful reptile. The largest collection of paintings is at the Zoo Rock, which hosts paintings from different eras. The oldest group of paintings are linear representations of huge figures of animals such as bisons and boars and stick-like human figures. Others are smaller in size. The hunting scenes give a clear picture of the weapons used by the cave dwellers. These included barbed spears, pointed sticks, bows and arrows. The shelters are also associated with our grandest epics, the Mahabharata. According to the legend, after the Pandavas were banished from their kingdom, they came and settled here for some time. The grand rocks made perfect resting place for the giant frame of Bhim, thus the name Bhimbetka. Of all the places that I've seen till now, Bhimbetka seems most intriguing to me. I mean, it's easy to find remains of great civilizations and great rulers, but what about the time before man formed armies and drew borders? Bhimbetka seems to be an answer to that. place which existed before the times of kings and queens, we move to Mandu, which is considered one of the largest fortified cities in the world. Once you enter the city gates, you are overwhelmed with the number of palaces, tombs and bowries that exist here. Mandu, best remembered as a site where one of the greatest historical romances flowered. The love story of the medieval prince Baz Bahadur and his beautiful Rajput princess Roopmati. The Roopmati Pavilion is the place from where the devout princess began her day with the glimpse of the river Narmada. The princess worshipped the river as her mother and didn't eat or drink anything till she saw her. But now, the keenest of eye cannot spot the Narmada in the vicinity. Roopmati was married to another Rajput prince, but she chose to live as a consort of her lover, Baz Bahadur. From her palace, one can clearly see her lover's palace. Baz Bahadur, an accomplished musician himself, held music and dance soirees and romanced Roopmati in this palace. But as most of the famous romances end in a tragedy, their love was not meant to be. Baz Bahadur was defeated in war and chased away by another suitor of Roopmati, Adam Khan. Adam Khan was a general in Emperor Akbar's army. He defeated Baz Bahadur's small provincial force and Roopmati poisoned herself, thus ending the magical love story steeped in music, poetry, romance, war and death. Though Mandu is best known because of the two lovers, it has much more to its history. Such a turbulent past translated into a rich reserve of monuments and innumerable palaces built by all those who ruled here. One such famous palace is Jahaz Mahal, built like a ship on the anchor. It is a beautiful specimen of mixed architectural traditions where Afghan, Mughal and Hindu styles of architecture merge. The palace is flanked by two massive ponds that fill up during the monsoon and gives an illusion of a floating palace. A few kilometers from the Jahaz Mahal is the Jami Masjid. With its numerous domes and pillars, it cuts an imposing figure. Tourists love to revel on these royal platforms like the royal themselves for a few fleeting moments. Jami Masjid also houses Oshan Shah's tomb built in marble. The tomb, it is believed, was the inspiration for the Taj. One of the architects who built Taj was sent by Shah Jahan to study this white, rustic, yet beautiful structure. Still left are monuments like Dai Ka Mahal, Dai Ki Choti Behan Ka Mahal, Jali Mahal. But one place we do recommend is the Echo Point.
Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Vande Mataram!
Come here and scream your lungs out, just for purely academic reason of testing the ancient telecommunication system set up by Raja Bhojpal. If you like stories about kings and queens, if you like tragedy, romance and love all set amidst palaces in ancient cities, then you have to do what these people have to say.
Man